Good evening, everyone. Welcome to this Zoom recording of South Beach. Now, without further ado, here is our playwright and director, Peter Brav.
Hey, everybody. Thanks so much for stopping by for our reading of South Beach, a play I wrote in 2003. It's set in 1981, so we're going to do a little time traveling, the simpler times. And it's a play about senior citizens who I really had an affinity for right up until the time I became one. 1981. The Dodgers beat the Yankees in the World Series. The country's in recession. Interest rates are sky high. Both Indiana Jones and MTV debut, and Luke and Laura finally get married on General Hospital. But down in South Miami Beach, not much of anything is happening. Certainly not for three elderly Jewish widowed New Yorkers. They're no longer living it up. They're just living at a residence hotel that seems to be aging faster than they are. Could be any afternoon, really, except on this afternoon, younger relatives are visiting, and that really is a big deal. The entire play takes place in the open-air lobby of a dilapidated Art Deco hotel on Lincoln Road. Chipping white stucco, unattractive tile floors, television playing in the lobby. The women will sit in white wicker chairs and play cards and maybe watch a little television. You'll meet Jean, 82. From the Bronx, quick-witted, and she will be played by my ageless, but nevertheless longtime friend, Lisa Berman. You'll meet Iris, 79, from Long Island, a former school teacher, always smoking, always coughing, played by Donna Morales. Joining the card game just a little bit late on this particular afternoon, you'll meet Eleanor, 86, from Queens, played by Lisa Mikas. Without children or grandchildren of her own, Jean will be eagerly awaiting the annual visit of her nephew's son, Stephen, 24, a third-year law student played by Lisa Berman's son, Ben Berman, who fortunately for us just happens to be a third-year law student. And lastly, Iris will be totally surprised by the arrival of her own son, David, 44, a very successful real estate developer, played by Gary Teifeld. So please sit back, pour yourself a glass, and enjoy the show.
Oh,
What do you mean so?
you're not going to say anything
What should I say, Iris?
about Stephen, your nephew's son. He's coming, no?
This Reagan is an idiot, I'll say that. A year he's been president and the country's falling apart.
What are you talking about, Jean? He's the best friend Israel's ever had.
With friends like that, you hug your enemies.
I remember him in King's Row. Oh, what a picture.
Good, Iris. When I decide to turn my life into a movie, I'll give him a call.
Things were better with Carter, with lines for gas and hostages and the Ayatollah. These Arabs, they've seen the movies. They know Reagan means business.
Have they seen Bedtime for Bonzo? You know, the one with the monkey? Jimmy Carter accomplished the impossible at Camp David.
443 days. They held hostages with Carter. Reagan steps in and out in day one. The other one's a peanut farmer who made good. That's all.
We should all make out so good.
Oh, never mind.
Carter had a good head. And at least his wife ate something once in a while. This one eats like a bird. You're like a factory. What did you do when you were teaching third graders?
What do you think I did?
Sent Johnny to the corner store during recess, I'm sure.
We had a separate room for teachers. Everyone smoked. It was a better world.
Not me. I didn't need the Surgeon General to warn me.
Well, he's not a real doctor.
Well, what is he? A lawyer? A plumber? Aye, what does it matter? I told you a long time ago you would drink and smoke your way to 1,000 years old. And you're almost there.
Thank you. Hmm. So, Stephen, still at Harvard?
Yes, such a boy.
He'll make a good lawyer, too, when he learns to open his mouth so someone should hear him.
He's shy. Is that a crime?
No, it's very nice. I wish all boys were shy. I should introduce him to my niece's child, Beverly, no? They live in Scarsdale. She's probably about his age.
The one with the overbite who was down with her girlfriends last spring? Oh, God forbid, don't you dare. What would my sweetheart Stephen see in her?
I beg your pardon, Jean. Maybe she would show no interest in him.
Good. They're not right for each other.
Oh, Mr. Big Shot. And it's not an overbite.
Yeah, well, what was it then? A second set of teeth?
She's a nice girl. She had a little problem, but it's past.
What trouble? A 21-year-old girl from Scarsdale. What did she do? Steal a tube of henna?
No. She had it fixed.
She had what fixed? That nose?
Oh, the problem. She had the problem fixed.
Oh, very good for her. She should have that bite fixed too. The orthodontist can perform miracles today.
You are so behind the times. She was pregnant.
Pregnant?
For about an hour. But then they took care of it right away. It won't be an issue for Mr. Big Shot.
I got and you, I never heard such a thing. My beloved Stanley, may he rest in peace, used to say, they have a new invention, the latest thing. It's called a pair of pants.
Yeah, it's no big deal. This is the 80s, Jean, not the 30s. Yeah, I'm only letting you know, so you shouldn't, 6 months later from when Mr. Big Shot is proposing.
Oh, fat chance.
Hey, Lillian is going back north.
You're kidding. I just saw her last week.
Yeah, she didn't want to say anything. She's very private.
So she talks to you? She might as well take out an ad.
A hotel is being converted.
What are you talking converted? Christians are converted. Hotels are demolished.
No, these hotels have architectural value. I read it.
Oh, this place is a dump.
What do you know? It's the second one this year. First, the Dorchester, now Lillian's Banlon. This is what's coming, Jean, that the young people, this area is becoming hip.
Yes. I think I see Gianni Versace coming down Lincoln Road right now.
The young people are the future.
Well, they can have this place. It's no bargain.
And maybe this place will be sold too, huh?
Who would buy this dump?
Entrepreneurs. I overheard Pablo talking while I was waiting for the elevator.
Entrepreneurs?
Believe me, I don't understand either. Who would be interested in a hotel with 100 men in diapers?
Entrepreneur. From the Latin, enter, cause pain, and leave with my money.
Wow, you're always so cynical, Jean.
I was a cashier 41 years on the Grand Concourse. This will make you cynical.
Well, I'll kill myself before I go in a home.
This is why you never marry a younger man, and why you never ever show your will to your children.
Dad, I had a picture. I can't find it.
Don't bother. I told you they're not right.
Why not? He has no girlfriend.
Too many. You want to see a picture? I'll show you a picture. Oh, look at him with all his friends, so handsome.
He would fall for Beverly like a skydiver.
Oh, enough already with the henna girl.
Maybe, Jean, maybe they have a little figula.
You're crazy, Iris. You shouldn't walk so much on the beach and without a hat yet.
Yeah, I'm just saying.
Oh, a little figula. You either are or you're not, and there's nothing so bad.
Unless your mother wants grandchildren.
I'm not his mother. Worry about your own son.
Hey, what does that mean?
He's not married. David is 45, no?
No, not quite. He's 44.
So Well, by your rule of thumb, he should have been,
Very silly, Jean. Besides, David was married once.
this is true.
Yet he lived with a woman for 2 years in Manhattan, a very long time ago. I never cared for her, but who can tell him anything? 2 years she was on her best behavior. So he married her.
You never said a word.
What was to tell? $30,000 at the Forest Synagogue, and the marriage only lasted 2 weeks. Marty said we should have gotten at least a 1-month warranty.
Ah, what a shame.
That was annulled.
Ugh, such a silly word.
Why? This way there's no record.
Record.
Hmm.
You said he spent 2 years with her before they were married. You can't annul 2 years of a person's life.
Oh, Gene, whatever.
Ah, you're right. This is silly. Let's watch the television. Fagala. If you were here last December when I took Stephen and his date to Lum's for grilled cheese sandwiches, you wouldn't say such a thing.
Well, excuse me for having major surgery.
Her chest was so big, she couldn't hold the menu close enough to even read it.
Eleanor, your watch is broken.
I had such pains all night. An hour I slept. Whose chest is so big? Mine?
Yes, yours. Sit down before someone takes your spot.
Why, you think by the window with you too is such a hot ticket? My Max, may he rest in peace, would say you couldn't give such a ticket away if it came with a free Cadillac.
Good for Max. He was a nice man.
The best, except for the snoring.
My Stanley was very bad.
Oh, not like this. 53 years, I had the 7 train in my bed.
Oh, Jean was just showing pictures of her nephew's son. He's coming down for a week.
Oh, a nice boy.
How's your son doing?
Oh, don't ask. Such service he gives me.
Eleanor, it's none of my business, but 3 wives? He's Jewish, no?
Don't talk such nonsense, Jean. Eddie Fisher was Jewish. Milton Berle was Jewish. They didn't deserve him. Jason is the kind who feels bad. You know, you get to a point, the girl looks at you and she says, we've been dating for 3 years. You bought me that beautiful brooch. You gave me that nice necklace. Your car is always in my driveway. Most men say,
What? They say what?
I'll go move my car. That's what they say.
oh, you two are impossible.
Oh, don't be so serious, Eleanor. You'll find the right one.
Jews don't believe in reincarnation.
What are you talking?
Stanley used to say, all some people need to succeed is a second or third life.
And Marty used to say wife.
So you have it.
Maybe I made it too easy for him. I spoiled him, waiting hand and foot.
You think he's looking for another mother? I'm sorry, Eleanor.
All men are.
He took up hockey. I got him new skates. He played football, new helmet, new everything, no allowance. I just gave. Oh, one time he shoveled a driveway for $10. I thought I would never hear the end of it.
Don't be so hard on yourself. You tried to provide things we didn't have.
Oh, Mom, do you think the Cones would notice if I skipped the sidewalk? They never go outside.
You grow up poor, you have character.
Mom, how about the right side behind the Buick? Mrs. Cone never takes the car out in the winter.
We weren't so blessed. My mother had to knit 2 yarmulkes together. I should have my first brassiere.
Oi, the mother too.
She's making a joke, Eleanor.
No one had money, not like today.
We managed.
My Stanley had money.
That's what you told us.
His second wife. He had 3 children to provide for.
Let them provide for themselves.
They do. You should follow your own advice.
No, it's not the same.
If you didn't subsidize his lifestyle, he would change.
What do you know? I was guilty. I'm still guilty.
Oh, all right, all right. You too. I feel like a referee.
Because of the adoption? That's why you were guilty? Stop already.
Max was always so disappointed with me. I could tell. I could always tell.
That's not your fault, Eleanor. It's so common. Jean's right. You should get over it.
I should have told him earlier. I wanted to. But Max said, no. He never has to know. He never should know.
You did the right thing.
I'm not so sure. The day he turned 21, I told him. It just came out. He was home from college for Thanksgiving. 27 people we were having over. I cooked 3 turkeys. In the afternoon, Jason comes in the kitchen. I have turkeys all over the place, like a zoo. Stuffing here, gravy there, cranberry sauce, mashed potatoes. From scratch. Nothing from a box.
You're making me hungry, Eleanor. What happened?
Well, I'm running this meal all alone, like usual. Like an army officer without troops. He wants money to go play pinball with his friends before dinner. He's bored. I look over at this young man, almost out of college, and I wonder what's going to be with him and who he is. I didn't know him. I didn't know who he was. So I told him.
Eleanor, you were right. You were 50 years old, for God's sakes.
Closer to 60.
Yeah, you did the right thing. Never mind about your Max.
We were only 26 for dinner. Jason never came home that night.
He took off. Oh, you must have been sick. You called the police, no?
He left with his friend Michael, his best friend. Who knows where they went? All night long, I waited by the window. Max was yelling, come to bed, come to bed. Yelling and snoring, yelling and snoring. Then just snoring. I'm standing at the window. I'm thinking, he's dead. Or worse. At 8:30 in the morning, I see a car pull into the driveway. He gets out. The car drives off. I hear the front door open. Then his bedroom door closes. I go downstairs. I hang up his coat. I put his shoes away. We never talked about it again.
Hey, it's funny how they go away to college. Who knows what they do? But when they're back home for one night, oh, they drive you crazy.
I should have told him earlier, years earlier. I hurt him. Even now.
Don't be silly. You loved him. He's angry at the ones who gave him up, not you.
Did he ever go looking for his real parents? They do that, you know.
No, I don't think so.
It's amazing. Here you are. You want children of your own. It's a natural thing. For you, it was impossible. For Jean, it was her husband.
Never mind about Stanley. He was a wonderful man, the most generous, the most kind. When he walked into a room, I thank God for every minute.
Oh, the way you describe him, Jean. Yeah, we should all be 3 in a suite at the Doral with 24-hour-a-day attendance.
Such a good man. I remember the first time we went out for a tea. My friend Helen introduced us. What a saint she was.
A cup of tea.
By this time, he was in his late 50s. I wasn't expecting much. All I wanted was a man whose schmeckle was at least an inch longer than his schnoz.
Oh my God, Jean!
Well, what was it?
Was what?
This thing.
I never measured. He was so good to me, it didn't matter.
It wasn't.
At least he could drive a Cadillac.
Yeah, what's that supposed to mean, huh?
It means when I was in the car with Stanley, I felt like I was floating on air. And what a car! Leather, like pulled off the cow. Power windows, power locks, and so much room.
You're 5 feet tall, Jean. Yeah, how much room do you need, huh?
Air conditioning, like you were in Siberia, like you were riding in a hearse.
Well, maybe with Stanley you were.
You see what she does to me? At least he could stay on the road.
Marty had a heart attack. Is that so hard to understand? Like you said this before. It's not right.
The witness said he was doing 60 on Central Avenue. You said so yourself.
No witness schmitness. He loved that car. It was a good way for him to go. Oh, God forbid. When it's your time, you should be smack in the middle of a complaint about your meal.
I'm not going to, how do you say, dignify that comment with a response.
Will you two stop? Oh. Where's your Stephen?
I don't know. He said 12. It's 5 after. If it were her relative, she would be on the phone to the police already. Ah, here he is.
Aunt Jean, I'm sorry I'm a little late.
Oh, come here, Stephen. Give your old Aunt Jean a hug and a kiss. Ah, I don't know if you ever met my friends. This is Eleanor and this is Iris. You and may have met.
Once, I think.
Nice to see you. Jean tells us such wonderful things about you, how you're a big shot lawyer now.
Not quite, but I'm working on it.
Pull over that chair, Stephen. We'll sit for a few minutes and I'll take you to lunch. You came alone?
Yes.
No, Charlie this year?
A girl. Jean says she was such a beautiful girl.
Oy, Iris, you're talking about someone else. Charlie is Stephen's dear friend. He's a good boy from high school.
Oh, his dear friend. They traveled together.
Iris.
Charlie didn't come down, I guess. He's got a new business he's starting. It takes up all his time.
And law school doesn't. A break is good for a person. We'll go to Lum's. The lines won't be too bad.
Oh, my goodness. Look at you, so tall. I haven't seen you since my Mindy was just out of college. You were probably 6 or 7.
I think I remember Mindy.
Oh.
She brought me an ice cream sundae. How's she doing?
Believe it or not, she's back in school at the University of Miami. Her kids got old enough and she went back. The graduate program of pharmacology.
Oh, the 3 of us will be good business, Ma.
Speak for yourself. When the temperature drops like this suddenly. Like this.
Temperature. She can't admit it's the cigarettes.
It's a bad habit.
$1 a day, she could buy a second lunch.
I don't need a second lunch. With my luck, I would quit smoking one morning and be hit by a bus on Collins Avenue in the afternoon.
Never mind. Lum's is okay with you. You love their cream soda.
Yep, Lum's is great.
So what kind of lawyer do you want to be, Stephen?
I don't really know. I might work this summer for a firm in Manhattan.
Okay. My friend, Selma, her son is at Wilkie, Farr and Gallagher.
That's where my offer is.
Not a Jew in the bunch.
Those are only the named partners. There are hundreds of lawyers in the firm and many Jews.
Good.
I
think those 3 are dead for a very long time, Aunt Jean.
So why are they keeping their names on the door, waiting for them to come back?
Oh, Jean, it's a brand. It's all marketing.
Lawyers are not like Kellogg's. I would take a hammer to the door and get at least 1 Goldberg up there.
Yeah, I'm sure you would, Jean. If Selma Epstein's boy is there, that's at least 1 Jew.
Him we can leave off the door.
$25,000 a year, just to start. We should All be so unfortunate.
Closer to 50 now, and it
Ooh.
is a lot of money. I was going to work there last summer after my first year.
But he went to Europe.
You're only went once, huh?
I backpacked with a friend for 7 weeks. It was the best summer of my life. This one will be different.
A person needs money.
This friend was the same one from last December, the pretty one.
Oh no, I went with Jay, my roommate from college.
Oh, your roommate from college for 7 weeks.
Iris.
Oh, I was talking with Jean earlier about introducing you to my niece's daughter, Beverly.
Thank you, but I'm so busy this year with school.
I understand. You're worried about a job.
No, not really. Just about everyone gets asked back at Wilkie after law school, unless you kill someone.
As my Marty, may he rest in peace, would say, kid, you got the world by your balls.
Iris, you're impossible.
Thank you. We'll see this summer. It's just not what I thought I'd be doing with my life.
You're what, 23, 24 years old. Give it time. You'll meet the right person.
No, I don't mean that. Representing Coca-Cola, Philip Morris, Texaco. I want to work with real people, not logos. I wanted to help people.
Max loved his clients.
And then never mind. You make your money first, then you help people. That's what my Marty used to say.
Who did Marty ever help?
I beg your pardon. Yeah. Every year he would read the names at Col Nidre. He would be the big donor, number 1, number 2.
Oh, I always hated that. In shul, the holiest time of year. It's not right. Maimonides said the best charity is the kind no one hears about.
Well, tell that to the Vanderbilts and the Rockefellers, huh? If you don't have money, you can't help anyone. You end up needing help yourself, huh? Like poor Eleanor's son. She sends him half her Social Security every month. It should be the other way around, no? Such a good boy. You're right, Jean.
He'll figure it out.
Of course he will. He's very smart.
I went to law school because I thought it would be a versatile career. I thought I could do a lot of different things with a degree.
Max was a lawyer, you know. He had the phone glued to his ear. On the weekend, they would call. Always a gentleman. He used to say he could double his fee if he had a psychiatrist diploma.
They do have joint degree programs now.
What did he say?
He says you can do both now.
Who could do both? There was no time to think. You just did. Max went to law school nights while we were married. He worked during the days keeping the books for a car dealer on Queens Boulevard. At night, he went off to Queens College. But we managed. The kids today, they have too much time to think.
Too many choices, too many options.
Yeah, sometimes simple is better.
Are you ready?
What's your hurry, Jean? Let the boy sit a minute.
I want to beat the crowds.
Your aunt confuses Lums with Lundy's.
Oh, I hated that place. It took Stanley 4 years to replace the dentures he left there.
I know. I didn't care for it either. Lines like they were giving it away. Marty loved it. He was crazy about the lobster tank when you walked in the door. He used to scare the kids into behaving during dinner. One more time and you're in the tank, he would say.
Oh, Trace.
What are you, Miss Rabbitson now? Huh?
Because I keep a kosher home. You should have a problem.
Everything is relative.
There is nothing relative about lobster and shrimp and clams too.
Marty would have the flounder, broiled with lemon, and I would have the fish of the day. And one day halibut, the next day sole. And I was in your home.
What are you saying?
Nothing.
Oh.
She's finally right. Everything is relative.
Oh, not in my home. Why do you always give me the third degree, Iris?
If you look too hard, it's almost impossible. Something has to be wrong.
Always they attack me. I apologize for them, Stephen.
No apologies necessary. When you get out of law school, Stephen, you go make your money with Mr. Wilkie. You see how everything else works out, right, Jean?
You should listen to her, kid. She knows what she's talking about. Trust me. David Newman.
Oh my God! I'm schwitzing! Yeah, David, why didn't you tell your own mother you were coming down?
Been here for a month, Ma.
Okay, you said Jacksonville.
For 2 days. Rest of the time I'm doing business, making money. Just like you said.
Look at me. Look, you should have called. I look like a beggar.
What are you talking about? You look great, Ma.
David is in real estate.
No more schmatters?
Not for years, Jean. His partner bought him out for money. I won't say.
Yeah, we've been looking at some property in Orlando where you got to be an absolute idiot not to make money. The way the mouse is expanding, you're up 50% between contract and the closing. Half the time we never close, just flip. Thank you, Walt.
I had a good friend at law school who left in the middle of first year to come down here and make money in real estate. We lost touch though.
Don't get me wrong. Don't get me wrong. There are times like these where you make money just by having a pen and a few dollars for down payment. It's usually not that easy. You have to add value.
I understand.
Everybody and his mother thinks they can do real estate. You get carried out in a body bag when times are bad. You can't rent anything out. I'm excited about South Miami, though. Resurgence City.
You don't call.
I'm here, Ma, in person. Why should I call?
What if I wasn't here?
Then the Earth would swing off its orbit, I guess.
Maybe we would have been out on one of the ships for the day. Or in Fort Lauderdale seeing a show. Yeah, there's a wonderful new theater there now with all the hit shows. Fiddler on the Roof, Sound of Music, Oklahoma. Beautiful, right, Jean?
I was hoping you'd be here, Ma.
I could be dead. You would read about it in the paper.
Ma, can I take you to lunch?
Not now. An hour ago, we could have gone to lunch. And now it's lunchtime. It's too crowded.
But Iris,
I-
you said,
Please. Jean.
I would have been here an hour ago, but I had a little altercation on the way over.
Oh my God. Are you hurt?
No, I'm fine. Typical jerk. I'm doing the speed limit in my rental. They give tickets down here if you're even a mile over. And there's some clown on my tail in a $5,000 Civic who spent an extra $1,000 on alloy wheels. You know the type.
Oh, David, he could have had a gun. Everyone in Florida has a gun, except the three of us.
He didn't have a gun, Ma. He's hugging the double yellow right on my bumper, smashing his horn, just dying to pass me.
Oh, they're crazy down here. You take your life in your hands.
he was Cuban, I bet. Tell me I'm wrong.
Oh, Mrs. Schwartz, a little racist, huh? Actually, he looked to be good old American white trash.
Jean's not racist, David. It's just that we've been down here a long time and seen the changes.
So anyway, at the next light, the guy swings his car across the lane, pulls up alongside me, starts screaming and cursing, giving me the finger, his eyes rolling back in his head.
Oh my God, I told you never get into it with strangers. You don't know what could happen.
My Max, oh, may he rest in peace.
Oh,
He would have, there would have been trouble.
Ma, I didn't get into anything with him, all right? All I did was roll down my window, smile, and say...
What? You said what?
I said, Jesus loves you.
What? You
Completely disarmed him. He said he was sorry and he drove off. Straight to confession.
That's great.
You couldn't say something Jewish? Hmm?
There is nothing Jewish like that, Ma. You go with what works.
How about this for Jewish? What kind of a schmuck spends $1,000 on alloy wheels?
Yeah, never mind, never mind. You're here safe and sound.
Yeah, excuse me, ladies, for a second.
Where do you want to go for lunch, David?
I'll be right there, Ma. You said it was too crowded now.
That's so. We'll go later. You're here once in a blue moon. Sit down already. What are you measuring? How about the Doral, huh? They have a wonderful brunch.
Oh, one time I had a piece of fish there. Out of this world.
Mhm.
Yeah, I got a meeting. Maybe after. An early dinner.
I'm eating schmeating. This is your mother talking, okay? Not the Christy Brinkley.
You're a lot prettier than she is.
You raised him well, Iris.
Do you ladies know Pablo, the manager?
What do you want with him? A man who thinks a toilet can't be stuffed after menopause.
Jean!
It's true. This place will fall down around him someday, and still will be saying, try using the toilets in Havana. Ugh, what a hellhole.
He was supposed to meet me here at noon. Working on a deal with him.
With Pablo? What are you doing, importing cigars?
No. Actually, it's a deal for this place.
Oh, that's wonderful, David. Oh,
Maybe they'll finally fix those screens. I've got mosquito bites the size of watermelons.
So, Stephen, you like the law, huh?
It's all right.
You should think about real estate law.
Ugh, property was my worst course first year. All those feudal terms and crazy rules.
Ah, that's all BS. You never use any of this stuff. What they teach you is never practical for the real world.
Yeah, maybe.
Yeah, well, anyway, that's where the money is. My lawyer, Jack Page, every time I pick up the phone, costs me big time. He does a great job, don't get me wrong. But I could be out to dinner with my girlfriend. I look under the table, make sure he's not under there writing me up another bill.
oh my goodness, still the same girlfriend. I'm barely holding on here.
Don't worry, Ma. I already got you booked on Willard Scott. If anybody's gonna make 100, it's you.
Oh, God forbid.
Oh, come on. You're 79 years old and you look half that.
Thank you. Now get married, huh?
When I'm ready for children, I'll settle down.
No one is ever ready. She must be quite a woman.
Wow, the patience of Job. Sharon is wonderful. Ah, the first one I ever cared for, if you want to know. First out of 1,000.
I figure you make your money, then you settle down. Otherwise, it's impossible. You always have one foot dragging behind. Everything gets short shrift, especially your kids.
Ah, your father never gave you short shrift.
My father worked until 9 o'clock, 7 days a week. I was asleep by 8. Figure it out.
My dad, too.
Those were different times. We only worried we should have a roof over our heads.
Exactly. I was in law school for a half a year up in Gainesville, but I had no patience.
Seems you're doing fine.
Better than fine. Once in a while, I wonder what would have happened if I'd stayed. Sure, it was rough on Mom here for a while.
Ah, I was
Yeah,
always
she went from, you went from my son the lawyer to my son the Hawaiian tropic distributor in one semester, right, Ma?
I was always proud of you.
My mother has a short memory. Besides, no disrespect, but every lawyer I know is a bit of a pompous, all-knowing asshole, including my own.
David,
Not the first time I've heard someone say that. I have no idea how long I'll stay with it.
Not forever. But you made it this far, unlike me. Where is that Pablo guy?
Pablo. Hey, you were kidding about buying this hotel, right? No? Jean is right. It's such a dump, David.
Not after we get through with it. For me, it's all about that adding value thing. I don't want Pablo to think about raising the price, but this hotel has magnificent bones.
And they're not for sale.
No, I mean the layout. The plaster walls, the high ceilings, the archways. It's going to be beautiful. Won't even recognize it when you come back here to visit, Ma.
Visit.
Yeah, visit. You won't actually want to stay here. None of you will.
Hey, where am I going to go? Hear my son, the mover. Hmm?
Come on. You looked around the neighborhood lately? Do you ladies ever get out of this lobby? Place is changing fast. That's why I'm down here.
Hey, I thought you were down here so we could go to brunch and not to evict your own mother.
Eviction. You believe this? 5 years from now, this place will be the French Riviera, a goddamn mecca for the rich Eurotypes who have nothing better to do than throw money my way.
Oh, sure. Like she says, oh, here comes Gianni Versace and oh, Calvin Klein and the Rolling Stones too.
All right. Go ahead and laugh. Whole country's changing and Florida's changing even faster. You don't change with it, you get crushed. When I first started coming down here in the 60s, it was Miami and Jacksonville and not much in between. I mean, there were oceanfront mansions at Palm Beach with the Cartier jewelry shops, but just outside Palm Beach, it was like the jungle. I mean, hell, Military Trail was a dirt road until a couple of years ago. Then the palm trees started coming down and the aquifers started getting tapped. Now look where we are. It's the march of progress.
Good. Go fill the swamps and build the golf courses up north. You don't want this aggravation.
You should be happy. You should be happy. I'm trying to rehabilitate and reuse existing structures. Anyone can take on palm tree.
Wonderful. You're an environmentalist.
Well, not quite. But at least I don't think the total solution is green concrete.
Good for you. Your mother's right. This is too big a job for anyone.
This hotel should rest in peace.
Sometimes I'm lying in bed. I think I hear the ocean, but it's really just Mrs. Wilton in 451 playing with the handle again.
Yeah, David, go up to Palm Beach County if you want to make a contribution to Urban Shoal.
Sprawl, Eleanor.
He knows what I mean.
You're hurting me, Ma. You know, I was so damn sure that this was going to be the one where you look me in the eyes and say, David, my son, you've done good.
You're talking about putting me on the street, and you want me to congratulate you?
There she goes. Nobody's going on any street, Ma. I mean, what do I have to do? You know, for as long as I'm coming down here, as long as I'm alive almost, all you've ever done is complain about this place, and not just the toilets, the food, the crime, the beds, the bugs, the manager, the noise, the chipping paint, the slippery floors, the broken elevator, Sometimes she might even complain about you two.
So we give it right back. If you played canasta, you would understand.
What's the matter, Ma? You don't think I listen? I listen.
You forgot the sun. She always complains about that. Then she goes out and bakes in it.
So I get to thinking, here's a way to rescue Mom and maybe even make a few bucks while I'm at it. A real win-win. But no. I guess I just never get to do right in your eyes. Maybe that's just something I should have faced up to a long time ago.
David, you're being silly. Do you remember what your father used to say? Let your mother complain. It's her life's work. It used to hurt me when he said it, but he was right. He was always right. I complain, yes, but it doesn't mean I want things to change. Not that much anyway. I'll go to paint here. That wouldn't hurt. Fresh flowers on the holidays and weekends.
Every day.
Menorah in December with more than 3 bulbs. That would be progress. Not what you're saying.
You know, I gotta be the biggest schmuck walking the planet. You ever feel that way?
All the time.
I mean, I come down here thinking you'll be thrilled. Here, look at that. Coco della Grande. It's up in Pompano. Just 10 minutes from the beach, 10 minutes from golf, 10 minutes from the mall.
And 2 minutes from the headstone.
No, new kitchen, new everything. Look. And I am not asking Mindy for a penny to get you out of this. What did you call it, Mrs. Schwartz? The hellhole. You're not the least bit happy, Ma, are you? I mean, look at these people. Look at these people. They're loving life, Ma.
David, it's a brochure. Even the terminally ill are shown smiling by candlelight.
Ma, it's not safe here for you.
Ah, do you see this man with the green pants, the yellow sweater, and the dyed mustache? It's not safe there either.
David, if you move your mother up there and she's miserable, what then?
Yeah. And what about them? My friends?
There's plenty of room for everyone. I'm sure. I don't have to pay the bill too, do I?
Here, she's happy. Maybe not enchanted happy. Maybe not cruise ship happy, but happy. Happy enough. What guarantees are you offering her? A woman almost 80 years old. You can't annul this.
Jean. She didn't mean anything.
No offense taken. If you ever would have met her, you would have understood. I made a mistake.
And you're making another one.
I don't think so. Look, it's not just down here, Ma. It's the demographics. All the baby boomers are coming of age, buying houses, starting families. It's a wave. I'm just catching it, especially down here. First comes the cash, then comes first comes the cool, then comes the cash.
I said this before, Jean.
I mean, why do people pay $50 for a pair of Jordache? Huh? Why does Travolta get $1 million a picture? There are 10 million actors out there who would work for a cup of coffee. We're weak. We're weak, and they seem larger than life. That's what's happening here.
Not while the average age on Lincoln Road is still 94.
Not for long.
You know, David, this area had its heyday once. The Latin Quarter, Ciro's, Copa City, Frank Sinatra, Jack Benny, Dean Martin, Milton Berle, they were all down here, all the big shots. We used to go to all the shows. Then they left, and they're not coming back.
Yes, they will. You'll see. If it isn't me, you don't think it'll be somebody else in 5 minutes? Where is that Pablo guy? You know, I wouldn't doubt if there's already somebody else.
You want to buy and fix up hotels. Buy, fix. I pay my rent on time, first of every month, in from Social Security and your father's pension, out to Pablo. Ask him.
Ma, it's the numbers. They don't work anymore. Look, Ma. Our old house on Long Island. When Pop died, you sold it for, what, 60?
Yeah, something like that. Who remembers? Your father was dead. Tell you, they brought their baby to the closing. She never stopped crying and spitting up all over the papers. Oh.
Now, you could probably get 180.
What are you, Mashogana? You were never in my house, Jean. Yeah, that the kitchen was so small, like Marty looked like Wilt Chamberlain. It was an Orthodox kitchen. The men would eat in the kitchen. The women would have to eat in the foyer. And the bathroom, oh, it was 3 feet away. One time, Marty had his boss over for dinner. You were very little then, you don't remember. Mindy wasn't feeling well that night. She spent a lot of time in the bathroom, a lot of time. Needless to say, the boss left after the salad.
180, Ma. maybe even 190.
And Marty thought he'd be the first man to ever be fired because of a dependent's bowel movements.
It doesn't matter, Ma.
You know me, yeah. I did what I could. New tile, new wallpaper, new appliances. But I was fighting a losing battle.
Just like here.
Exactly.
No, no. I mean, trying to stay somewhere you don't belong. After I got out of high school, I was always telling Dad to get out of there. For years, the neighborhood was changing. Anyone could see it, except him. Home is where the heart is. This is America 1981, not Poland 1921. You grow, you change, you move. Dad didn't get that. He had the money for a nicer place, maybe even buy a second place down here, a place where he might have had some real appreciation. You must have wanted out of there, Ma. Come on.
I wanted to be wherever he wanted to be. Until...
Ma? Ma, you okay? Look, we can talk about this later. Let me go find that Pablo guy.
David. Oh. Your father liked the old neighborhood because he could smell Sarah from 2 blocks away.
Robbie Jacobs' mother?
Yeah, that's the one. He died knowing I knew. All the credit card receipts, all the presents, the ugly red hair on the sport coat.
You never said a thing.
What would I say? I was too old, too tired to go anywhere else. My dreams were in a box. They were dead. A person has nothing in their place. It's scary. Yeah. You go inside yourself.
You should have given him such a kick on his way out the door.
For what? He was a good provider.
I'll say.
I loved him. Even the remnants, even to share. So, now you know.
Ma, this can't be. I mean, that wasn't Dad.
Oh, it was your father, all right. And one time we were down here. I hired a private detective. All right, it wasn't professional. It was your Uncle Murray, but just the same.
What'd you stick around for then?
What I stick around for? What did I stick around for? I stayed for you, David, and your sister. Where was I gonna go? Huh?
I don't know. You move on. That's what people do. I can't believe this. You know, a friend of mine once told me he went to a topless bar in Fort Lauderdale. He's enjoying himself, staring straight ahead, of course. He has a few drinks at the bar, and he looks over at the guy next to him. It's his father. This is worse.
A topless bar. I should have been so lucky.
Mrs. Jacobs? I can't believe, Dad. We used to call her Mrs. Boris Karloff.
Evidently, Your father had a thing for Dracula.
I don't believe it.
Believe it, David.
I'd call up Uncle Murray myself if he wasn't long gone. I guess your neighbor really does get better looking the older you get.
Do you remember the story I used to tell you and your sister when you were very young?
What about the princess?
Yeah, that one. Forget 7 years. There had been 100 years of famine and blizzards and ice storms and earthquakes and every crazy disaster known to man. The people of this village froze and starved. But they told each other jokes and laughed and scavenged for food. They survived. In the middle of all this, there was one young lady who tells all her friends she's really a princess. And someday, a handsome young man is going to come and take her away from all of this. They figure she's nuts. All they do is laugh and pass her a few breadcrumbs.
All right, come on, Ma. What does this have to do with Dad? Huh? I gotta get going.
So one day, he arrives, a prince. Oh, the handsomest man she's ever seen. He comes and he takes her away. Our friends just shake their heads.
Turns out he takes her far, far away, but it's still cold and she's still hungry, and now she's lonely too.
Right. On the other side of the world, our friends continue huddling together for warmth, laughing, dreaming of better days.
The prince dies and she's left by the window, dreaming about her friends. That's a short version.
I'm surprised you remember, David.
This is a story for children, Iris? From Freud's fairy tales, maybe.
Exactly. And you wonder why I was in therapy for 11 months, Ma. A lot of good it did. Good story. Never did understand it, but I loved it. Mindy, too. Oh my God. It's almost 1 o'clock. Look, I'm gonna go look for this Pablo guy. If he did another deal. I gotta make some phone calls too. I'll be back by 5, Ma. We'll go to dinner, and a nice dinner, okay? None of this all-you-can-eat buffet crap that you're used to. Good luck in law school, kid. Think about what I said. Are you crying too? You know, I have heard this story 1,000 times. Ma's good.
Here, Stephen.
Nah, I'm all right.
Iris doesn't like to brag, but David is extremely successful. Are you ready for lums? A little grilled cheese, a little cream soda.
Aunt Jean, do you mind if I run back to my hotel? I'm not feeling very well.
Oh, come on, don't be silly. You came all the way down here.
That's my David. Go to lunch with your aunt, Stephen. She's really been looking forward to it.
I'll come back tomorrow, I promise. I've got a little bit of studying, and I just want to check on a few Florida statutes. I've had such a good time talking to you three.
Hey, you're a good kid, Stephen. Listening to an old lady cry and tell stupid stories. Fight with her son. Oh, you think we should charge admission?
Maybe. I'll see you all tomorrow. We will go to lunch at Lum's. We'll all go an hour before lunchtime.
Look at me. I'm shaking. I need a cigarette.
Of course you do. Nice story.
So now you know.
Know what?
My life isn't perfect.
Oh my God, Iris. You're giving me a heart attack with the shock.
Take your medicine, Jean.
Oh,
Perfect. That's perfect.
I feel like such a fool crying all the time in front of you too. Let's play cards.
Hey, Iris, are you up to it?
why not? The cat is out of the bag. I'm no Eleanor Roosevelt.
Such a looker. She wished she could have been you. There's the beautiful Eleanor, right over there.
Thank you, Jean.
Oh, are we playing?
Sure, Jean. I guess I'll deal. My hands are
You
shaking
deal,
so-
Iris. Your hands are shaking so much, you don't even have to shuffle.
You know,
Mm.
as long as everyone is so full of revelations, I might as well tell you both something.
Tell us what, Jean?
My Stanley, he was a good man. He was kind, but wealthy, generous.
I know it.
Oh, you knew what?
You know.
They called him the coupon king of the concourse. He would walk into wall bounds. The cashiers would see him coming from 40 feet away and go on their brakes. The ones that stayed, he would bring them to tears with his manufacturer coupons, his store coupons, his double coupons. The Sunday paper looked like it was read by a serial killer.
You're kidding.
Nope. You feel a little better now?
Actually, Jean, I think I do. Your card.